Good morning to you on a beautiful Sunday morning here at Watkins Glen International as our first session of the day getting underway. This is a warm-up/practice session for our Q3 Architecture TA2 Series drivers, giving them a chance to work out the kinks from yesterday's race. We've got another race coming up today. The Q3 Architecture TA2 race will take the green flag at about 11:05 this morning. We'll join the stream at 10:45. Alan Bestwick will be hosting once again, as we've got about half the field has elected to come out and play in this morning's warm-up session. We've got 20 cars out there. Vinny Mescalis in the number 90, first one across the line. Ethan Tovo and his brother Jackson, both out in this session. Adrian Lostowski, Gian Buffamante, Jay Thomas, Cale Phillips, who won the Pro-Am championship round yesterday, his first win in Pro-Am. Jim Lebecco is out there in the 89 car. Jace Denmark, Gavin Gleitzman had an incident in yesterday's race, so this is a shakedown to make sure everything is good with that number 51 car. Eric Caton, Brian Scheibel, Nathan Hearn, the Australian, Noah Harmon, Tanner Reif, who unfortunately suffered a penalty at the end of yesterday's race for avoidable contact. Dropped him down the order. Aidan Dorvey, Maciej Tunowitz, Stanton Barrett, Jared Odrick, and Tristan McKee, the 20 drivers taking part. Now we got pictures as we had a little technical difficulty, and we've got a spinner already as the number 30 of Jackson Tovo has looped it at the inner loop. Yeah, we're hearing some reports that there may be some fluid down in the bus stop, and I wonder if Jackson might have lost a motor or some other issues. Well, no, I think not. Looks like he's trying to roll, but there's some damage to the front end of that car. And we're going to black flag this session to bring the field in so that corner workers can attend to, or recovery workers can attend to Jackson Tovo's car. As the right front corner of that number 30 appears to be stoved in a bit. So he's made contact with something. Recovery crew already on the scene. But we're getting reports from some of the drivers that there may be some fluid down. Perhaps that's what prompted the spin for Jackson. I'm not sure. But Adrian Lostowski setting the early pace here, a 52.863. Vinny Mescalis second quick amongst these drivers. Jackson Tovo had set the third fastest time prior to his incident there at the inner loop. Gian Buffamante fourth quick. Ethan Tovo fifth quick in the early going here in this morning warm-up session. Scheduled to go for 25 minutes. Here's Gavin Gleitzman in the number 51, working his way around. Currently seventh fastest after just one flying lap. So we'll give the track crew some opportunity to clean up Jackson Tovo's car and get him back to the paddock. That'll be a thrash for those teams, is to get that car back in raceable condition. Jackson out of Cornelius, North Carolina, in the Nitro Motorsports machine with the Pilot Travel Center's livery on the side. So while we've got a break in the action, let's take a break to thank some of the folks that make this broadcast possible. We'll be back with you momentarily from Watkins Glen International.
Rev up and get ready for race day with Mission Foods. The world's best racers and tastiest products come together to make every race delicious. Fully loaded tacos, fast wraps, piled high nachos. Whatever you crave, Mission will help you be race ready with easy to make recipes that will take your race day to the finish line. Keep your racing delicious and enjoy all the mouth-watering action. Brought to you by Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty.
Big news for car lovers everywhere. Now you can get Next Gen at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store. Every Next Gen formula is built with advanced ceramic technology, and that means a deep gloss finish, serious protection, and long-lasting durability for your paint. World-class racing teams trust Next Gen to protect their race cars under the toughest conditions. And you can trust Next Gen to protect your car every day. Find next-gen ceramic protection at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Get ready for race day with Stack Auto Lifts. The world's fastest racers and the most trusted garage lifts come together to elevate every moment on and off the track. From rugged 4-post lifts and powerful 2-post systems to space-saving single-post and scissor lifts, Stack Auto Lifts delivers strength, precision, and performance for every garage. Brought to you by Stack Auto Lifts, created by racers for racers. Proud partner of Race America for the 2026 season.
Welcome to RacingAmerica.tv. From the local short tracks to the road racing stars of Trans Am, we have you covered. Subscribe now for live access to over 200 grassroots races streaming all season long. Watch anytime, anywhere on your phone, tablet, or TV apps. Get a 10-year archive of grassroots races, plus behind-the-scenes NASCAR team coverage. And when the spotlight turns to Trans Am, Racing America brings you front-row access to the action. This is racing at every level. This is Racing America.
Okay, so pretend this is your race car. It's on the trailer, and you have an accident. Ouch! At least your truck's insurance will pay for another one? Yeah, not so fast. Standard insurance won't replace your race car, whether it's in the trailer, in the paddock, in the garage, or the repair shop. But at Hagerty, we can protect it for what it's really worth anytime it's off the track. No matter what or where you race, offer less than a set of race tires. Hagerty, let's drive together.
Welcome back to Watkins Glen International. John Phippen with you this morning for these preliminary sessions. This one, a warm-up session for our Q3 Architecture TA2 Series drivers. And it looks like we've heard the number 71 of Eric Caton may have sprung a leak and put some fluid down on the racetrack. And unfortunately, the 30 of Jackson Tovo got caught up in that and made contact. So they're getting that car on the tilt bed and back into the paddock. So that team will have a bit of a thrash to get things rolling again. As we mentioned, Adrian Lostowski with the quickest time so far. There's the 71 car being loaded onto the tilt bed. Eric Caton. Eric finished in 27th position in yesterday's race. Elio Mesa, of course, extending his points lead with the victory yesterday, almost 5 seconds over his teammate Elon Day in the number 17 JSSI SLRM1 race cars Camaro. My good friend Ben Sissel has joined us in the commentary booth as we are eating up valuable time in this warm-up session, unfortunately, as a problem in the bus stop. As we understand, Caton may have sprung a leak, and that puts some fluid down on the racetrack.
Oh, no. And my sons and I were hanging out with them last night between like 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. They were working on the car. They had some front-end damage on a very good job from Eric Caton, that driver in that Ray Skillman Ford Mustang, of avoiding contact.
Yep.
But unfortunately, to avoid that contact, he had to go into the dirt. hit one of my signs, and a splitter dug into this. So they had to replace the front end. And then with that, you know, like on a session like this, you never know what other damage there is. So maybe something else happened. But I think they're going to be, hopefully, we've got, you know, a couple hours for the next session, so they'll be able to fix that. Oh, no, and what happened here?
Yeah, that was the car off at the bus stop as Jackson Tovo had an issue.
And it's his birthday.
Yeah. Both he and his brother with a birthday here this weekend.
It's also Tristan McKee's dad's birthday, so happy birthday to all three of them.
Awesome. Birthday celebrations here. But you can see a line of oil being attended to by the safety crew here at Watkins Glen International. Unlike yesterday where there was the threat of rain, you know, throughout the day, you can see there's a big line of oil from turn 4 right at the top of the S's. And they're getting that blown off right now. We're going to take just a quick break here as we've still got a little time for the cleanup yet to come. But we'll be right back with you with action from Watkins Glen International on the final day of this racing weekend here. Glad you're with us. for these drivers to work the kinks out, as again, a problem with some fluid down on the racetrack all the way from the top of the hill of the S's at turn 4 all the way through the inner loop and into the outer loop. So it took just a little bit longer to get that oil cleaned up, but these drivers will have just a little more time to work the kinks out. Again, it was an eventful first race of the weekend yesterday for the Cube 3 Architecture TA2 drivers, and there were some teams that had some repair work to do overnight, and this is an opportunity for them to get some installation laps in, make sure all is good in preparation for this morning's race. Once again, those of you joining us on the stream, we'll be joining the stream for the Cube 3 Architecture TA2 round 2 of the weekend at 10:45 this morning.
A lot of teams, John, last night. My sons and I were walking around the paddock from about 8 p.m. to 11. A lot of teams thrashing this team here with Tristan McKee. He had all kinds of problems yesterday. Last year's Cube 3 Architecture TA2 champion, Tristan McKee, wanted to come back and almost kind of like compare himself to Elio Meza.
Yep.
And was really disappointed. I talked to him. It was his dad's birthday yesterday. He and his sister came out with a big chocolate cake. The team was working on it pretty late, and he was pretty disappointed. Now, he did come back in, put new fresh Pirelli tires on, and go out and set the fastest lap. That way he's starting from the pole. But I was speaking with him this morning. He's this white car just ahead of Gian Buffamonte there. He was wanting to go out there and shake it down and see how it's going to do for the race. But now he came here to kind of measure himself against Elio Meza, and now they're starting 1-2. So what a perfect measurement there.
Exactly right. And Meza ran second to his teammate, Elan Day, for the first almost half of that race yesterday, and then the opportunity presented itself as we've got a slow-moving car.
Jace Denmark, I'm not sure if he's trying to put heat in the tires or if something's really, really wrong with the steering or rear axles on that car.
Yeah, it does not look healthy. He's going to pull into the shortcut.
Something's really wrong.
Yeah, flat tire perhaps, or a broken steering arm. The car is waddling back and forth, so yeah, it looks like that left or right rear might be down. That could be the issue.
That stinks. He had a really good run yesterday. I think he had a top 10 finish. Jace Denmark with
Finished
TRB.
in 7th place. Yeah, absolutely.
You can see that line of kitty litter. And what that is, that's just like this clay composite that they come up with. They scrape it into the asphalt and then blow it off, and that soaks up any kind of oils or fluids or anything like that. Nathan Hearn yesterday finished 3rd from Australia, our TA2 Australia champion, but we've got black flag all, John.
Yeah, race directors reporting that there may be some more fluid down in that same area, so a couple teams perhaps will have an engine change in their future, and I don't know if they can do that in a couple hours. I'm guessing they can.
Yeah.
So it'll be...
it's not ideal.
It's not ideal, but it's a bit of a thrash. Adrian Listowski setting the quickest time, but we've only had 3 laps. Vinny Mescalis second quick, Jackson Tovo third, just prior to his off there at the bus stop. Gian Buffamonte, Ethan Tovo, Jace Denmark, who's rolled to a stop up in the bus stop, Gavin Gleitzman, Jay Thomas, Cale Phillips, and Jim Lebecco, the top 10 of times in this abbreviated session. But the checkered flag has been shown for these drivers, indicating we're done for this warm-up session, as they're going to head back to the paddock while the track crews once again attack perhaps some additional fluid down up at the top of the hill, approaching the bus stop. Eric Caton set the 11th quickest time. In fact, only 10 drivers actually finished a lap. Aiden Dorvey, Maciej Tunowicz, Nathan Hearn, Noah Harmon, Tanner Reif, and Tristan McKee all turned a lap in this session. Again, about half the field came out for this warm-up session. We've got plenty of racing yet to come, as the finale for our international GT drivers coming up next. So those of you watching us on the stream, don't go away. Ben and I will be back with the International GT Enduro coming up in just a few minutes' time. I'm John Phipp, and he's Ben Sissel. Thanks for being with us this morning. We'll see you in a few minutes.
Rev up and get ready for race day with Mission Foods. The world's best racers and tastiest products come together to make every race delicious. Fully loaded tacos, fast wraps, piled high nachos. Whatever you crave, Mission will help you be race ready with easy-to-make recipes that will take your race day to the finish line. Keep your racing delicious and enjoy all the mouth-watering action. Brought to you by Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty.
Big news for car lovers everywhere. Now you can get Next Gen at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store. Every Next Gen formula is built with advanced ceramic technology, and that means a deep gloss finish, serious protection, and long-lasting durability for your paint. World-class racing teams trust Next Gen to protect their race cars under the toughest conditions. And you can trust Next Gen to protect your car every day. Find Next Gen ceramic protection at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Get ready for race day with Stack Auto Lifts. The world's fastest racers and the most trusted garage lifts come together to elevate every moment on and off the track. From rugged 4-post lifts and powerful 2-post systems to space-saving single-post and scissor lifts, Stack Auto Lifts delivers strength, precision, and performance for every garage. Brought to you by Stack Auto Lifts, created by racers for racers. Proud partner of Race America for the 2026 season.
Welcome to RacingAmerica.tv. From the local short tracks to the road racing stars of Trans Am, we have you covered. Subscribe now for live access to over 200 grassroots races streaming all season long. Watch anytime, anywhere on your phone, tablet, or TV apps. Get a 10-year archive of grassroots races, plus behind-the-scenes NASCAR team coverage. And when the spotlight turns to Trans Am, Racing America brings you front-row access to the action. This is racing at every level. This is Racing America.
Okay, so pretend this is your race car. It's on the trailer, and you have an accident. Ouch! At least your truck's insurance will pay for another one? Yeah, not so fast. Standard insurance won't replace your race car, whether it's in the trailer, in the paddock, in the garage, or the repair shop. But at Haggerty, we can protect it for what it's really worth anytime it's off the track. No matter what or where you race, all for less than a set of race tires. Haggerty, let's drive together.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Cube 3 Architecture Trans Am TA2 Pro and Pro Am Series, nationally recognized for architecture, interiors, and planning. Cube 3 proudly returns as the title sponsor for the 2026 Trans Am TA2 racing season. From designing dynamic spaces across the country to fueling performance on the track, Cube 3 brings creativity, precision, and passion to everything they do. Cube 3, architecture, interiors, and planning, where design innovation meets racing passion. Be sure to stop by the styled aesthetic merchandise trailer set up in the fan zone. Perhaps it's time to freshen up your Racing America swag or support your favorite series. Check out some new collections, including hats, t-shirts, and sweatshirts, and a lot more. In addition, you can place an order and have it shipped worldwide on their website at styledesthetic.com. They opened at 8 o'clock this morning, and they'll be there until 3:30 today. So swing by the Fan Zone and check out the Styled Aesthetic merchandise trailer. Mission Foods is proud to be the official tortilla and tortilla chip company of Racing America. Fully loaded tacos, fast wraps, piled high nachos, whatever you crave, Mission has the products you need to take over your race day and get you to the finish line. So keep your racing delicious and enjoy all the mouth-watering action. Brought to you by Mission Foods. That's too fast, too tasty. NextGen makes the most powerful detailing products on the market today. Working with professional detailers and dealerships for the last 20 years, NextGen brought their line of premium products to the public in 2019 and have been proving their reputation as one of the leading automotive aftercare brands in America. Made in the USA, all of NextGen's products use the highest level ingredients and cutting-edge chemistry to deliver speed, performance, and value for automotive detailers as well as DIY enthusiasts. NextGen advanced detailing products can be found nationwide at O'Reilly Auto Parts and online at getnextgen.com, the official car care sponsor of Racing America. Welcome back to Watkins Glen International on a beautiful Sunday morning as our International GT drivers coming out on track for their finale for the weekend. And it's a 1-hour enduro. It'll actually be a little less than 1 hour because we've had a little delay for some track cleanup, as there's a line of oil down from about turn 3 all the way through the outer loop. But track workers, as always, do a fantastic job here. And we've got cars on course for this 1-hour enduro. And let's introduce these starters to you. I'm John Phippen alongside Ben Sissel. We'll keep you up to speed for all the goings-on for this International GT Enduro. In row 19 is the 26 of Ari Strauss, and he's going to share that car with Richard Walker. In fact, they're going to swap cars as the pit stops come into play. Colin Cohen in the number 38 Maserati Trofeo alongside. In row 18, the number 30 of Richard Grant and the 186 of Mike Beers. In row 17 is the 19 of Torsten Gross and the 127 of John Alexander. In row 16 is the number 11 of Maria Mejia. She's going to share that with Kurt Smith. Alongside in that row is the 63 of David Harrington, sharing his ride with Daniel Harrington this weekend. In row 15, the 167 of Andrew Smiley. And then next to him is the 67 of Richard Walker. He'll take the first stint, and then he'll turn that car over to Ari Strauss for the second stint. In row 14, the 992 of Rocco Canetta. Going to share it with, I'm guessing, his grandson, Rocco Canetta III. Alongside them is the 55 of Thomas Bigany, and he's going to share that with none other than Catherine Legg. Cat Legg is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Row 13, the 641 of Kurt Kropp. Alongside is the 29 of Jason Alexander. In row 12, car 10 is Jeff Offlerbach and the 714 of Ross Goldstein. Continuing with the Cayman class in the second wave here, it's the number in the 11th row is the number 9 of Ryan Kemp. Next to him will be the 24 of Joseph Rizzo, and he's going to share that with Spencer Pumpelli. In row 10 is the 17 of Richard Zollman, making his debut with us this weekend, and Johann Schwartz will share that ride with him. Next to the Zollman Schwartz car is the 14 of Zach Bradford, with Eric Figueroas handling the co-driving chores on that one. And at the pole of the Stuttgart Cup wave is the number 79 of Coleman Hall. Now the top 17 are all from the Mission Foods GT3 Cup. One of the GTX cars in the field is the 216 of Nick Groombridge. Next in row 8 is the number 6 of Kerry Grant and the 22 of Brian Hicks. In row 7, the 60 of Thad Berger and the number 4 of Ann Doherty. I don't believe Ann is in the field. In the 6th row, the 221 of Francisco de Jesus in one of the GTX cars, and the 81 of Juan Gonzalez. I don't believe either of them are on the grid. In row 5, the 76 of Bruce Ledoux, sharing with Victor Spivak in that Lamborghini Huracan for the GTX class. Next to them is the 058 of William Oliver, and alongside Bruno Caniero will do the share the driving chores in that 058 car. In row 4, the 49 of Jordan Sandrich, and he's going to share that with Tom Long. Next to him is the 12 of Julio de Jesus with Ryan Yardley as his co-driver. In row 3, the 210 is Matthew Cohn with Kevin Clifford sharing the driving chores on that one. And the 58 is Mark Sandrich, father of Jordan, and he is also sharing it with Tom Long. So I'm guessing Tom is going to take the first stint in one of those cars, and then he'll jump over to the other one at the driver exchange. In row 2, the 28 of Bob Wisen alongside the 189 of Tomas Ballister. And then on the front row, the 991 of Liam Gray sharing the car with his dad, Eric. Charles Wicht is technically on the pole, but is not here this morning, so the Grays will be the pole-sitting car as we ride along with Tommy Ballister as he is working through. You can see that big line of oil dry off to the right as the safety car trying to run in that oil dry to help to dissipate it a little bit. There's still a little dust being kicked up. In fact, 2 different lines of oil dry from 2 different incidents.
Yeah, one of them is gear oil and one of them is engine oil from this TA2 kind of hardship practice this morning because of the double header. I am hearing from race control that we are going to try our best to get the full hour in, and that's I think a lot of people heard us announce that because I think I saw Julie running up and down pit lane, but that's how they determine their strategies. But we are going to do our best to get the whole thing in. If you're joining us on YouTube on Racing America or Racing America TV, where are you watching from? Who are you rooting for? I see that Liam Gray's mom, Eric Gray's wife, is on here. She first typed E-Rock, and I thought, well, that's a pretty good nickname, and then she corrected it to Eric. And he's up early to root for Ross Goldstein as Aquaphor Tie 22. So we love that as they come through that next gen toe of the boot. But thank you for joining us. This Enduro, John, we talk about this with International GT. This is, to a lot of our drivers, this is the most important race of the weekend. They've had 3 fantastic sprint races. And then this hour-long Enduro with a 5-minute change. And then we've got some big drivers, big-name drivers. You know, Ryan Yardley is out there. Tom Long is going to be out there in 2 different stints. Catherine Legg, that's the plan. You know, anything can happen in one of these things, but there's some big drivers that join International GT.
Yeah, Spencer Papelli sharing it with Joe Rizzo. Johann Schwartz is no slouch either. So we've got some big-name drivers here as co-drivers. We're going to go green this time by. As you can see, the field beginning to form up 2 by 2. There's the 60 of Thad Berger pulling into his position as James Rogerson, our safety car driver in the Ray Skillman Auto Group Mustang safety car. New to us this season, thanks to the Skillman Auto Group for making that car available. And James is pulling into the pit lane, turning the field over to Liam Gray and Tomas Ballister. As they're going to bring the field to the line.
Look at him close there.
Yeah, no kidding. And we are green. And the Lamborghini already peeling out to see if he can make a move. Bruce Ledoux and Victor Spivak doing the driving chores on that one. But it looks like Liam's going to hang strong from the pole and take the lead. Looks like the De Jesus, number 12, taking a wide margin there, coming through turn 1. But Liam Gray with a jump. And then Tommy Ballister right behind him. Now here comes the second wave with the Stuttgart Cup competitors in the Porsche Caymans. Looks like Nick Groombridge might have the advantage there. Or Coleman Hall, excuse me, have the advantage. Zach Bradford in the 14 slotting in right behind him. A couple other drivers being forced wide there. These drivers are required to respect the track limits, unlike the Trans Am and the Cube 3 Architecture TA2 drivers who can use up all of that runoff. Oh, and we got a big spin for the Lamborghini. Whoa, what a perfect save. Did a full 360 and keeps it rolling. Yeah. Everybody else managed to avoid him. Fortunately, he was near the back of that pack, and so didn't have a lot of traffic to contend with.
Not a great place to spin. I give that about a 8.5, though. He almost made a complete 360, like the Rockford Files. But unbelievable, just different cars, different tire temperatures. It is kind of a colder morning out here, so anything can happen. Then he was going through that kitty litter. Yeah,
exactly right. That could well have been what triggered that spin, because these drivers have not had a chance to experience the racetrack with that oil dry down. So be a little slick in that portion, but with all these cars running over it, it will get dissipated pretty quickly, which is great. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Is Tom Long in the 58, the Grandma's Salad car here with Sandridge, right behind Ballister? I'm guessing that's Tom Long because he's got to start in one and then finish in another.
Yeah, so I'm going to guess that's who's in. Unfortunately, unlike IMSA, we don't have the automatic updating of timing and scoring as to which driver is in the car.
We're going to do our best, but maybe our comment section can fill us in on that as well.
Julio De Jesus in the number 12, looking for a move there. He and Ryan Yardley sharing that. That's Bob Wisen just in front as they make it out of turn 2 and then climb the hill through the S's. You can see the 2 separate lines of oil dry. It's Liam Gray getting away out in front. Tommy Ballister in the second spot. Tom Long, we believe, in the Sandridge number 58.
Up to the Mission Food section. Is Torsten Gross out there? I didn't see him yet. He's in the Stuttgart Cup. We've got a degree flag flying there at the Cube 3 inner loop.
Torsten is out there, yep, okay, in the 19 car.
There's Cary Grant in that white and blue Porsche. With right behind him is Coleman Hall in the Stuttgart Cup, the leader of the Stuttgart Cup. And just like we saw yesterday, John, the Stuttgart Cup is really heating up. 1, 2, and 3 right in a line coming through the carousel.
That's Coleman Hall, Zach Bradford in the 14 car, and Richard Zolman in the 17. Zolman's had a great debut weekend here, as he's been in the thick of it all weekend long. Finished, qualified 20th, based on his lap time from yesterday's race.
And I tell you what, I know Brad Roberts is out there racing data systems because he's commenting on here. Cary Grant is Cary and Milton Grant, father-son, they're the last of the Grants to kind of adopt these Cayman 4 liters. And now that he just got passed by 3 of these Cayman 4 liters, maybe he's going to be like, maybe my uncle and cousin are right about these Cayman 4 liters. So we might see Cary Grant into one of those by the end of the season. Here comes Rizzo.
Rizzo down to the inside, not able to quite close the deal. He's in that 24 car.
But if that's Rizzo, nothing against Rizzo. He is a fantastic driver. But look for that car to be up at the front when Spencer Pompelli gets in there.
You betcha. Spencer is no stranger to Porsches and has done a lot of winning. It's Thad Berger and Coleman Hall battling.
Lamborghini into the pits. Maybe checking those tires.
Yeah, after that spin, you just want to make sure everything's okay. Coleman Hall is the leader of the Stuttgart Cup class cars. He's running 10th overall, so he's right on the tail of Thad Berger, who's running 9th. So one of the Stuttgart Cup competitors up into the top 10 here very shortly, it looks like.
This is the battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th with Bob Wyson, DeJesus, and Matt Cohn. And this is getting heated up. Love seeing this.
Ryan Yardley's going to take over the 12 car, the blue and white car for DeJesus. He tries to make a move to the inside of Wyson there in the toe of the boot. Back uphill they come.
Bill Oliver joining this battle as well.
Yeah, good 4-car battle there.
Yeah. I spoke to Bill last night. He's got to get right out of this car, into his rental car, and get to the airport. That's
why he has a co-driver. So
maybe
Bruno Carniero can finish up the race while he's on the way to the airport.
So Wyson passed by DeJesus, Cohn right behind Wyson.
There's the 24 of Joe Rizzo running in 15th spot. Ryan Camp right behind him in the number 9. Actually, the 22 of Brian Hicks in that battle as well.
Great to see Ryan Camp out there, and that he got caught up in that melee on, I think, the Friday race with the Stuttgart cars. So Derek and the Extreme Velocity team put a lot of hard work into that. Got that back out and running. I've never asked him, but on the side of his car, he's got these pictures of these bunnies. So at some point, I need to figure out what that is, or maybe our comment section can tell us.
Matt Cohn getting around Bob Wyson. That moves him up into 5th spot overall. Just behind them is the Oliver Carniero machine. Liam Gray continuing to stretch his advantage now. He just set fast lap of the race at a 52.1, and he already has a 12-second lead over Tommy Ballister. So I think that's safe to assume that Liam's in the car. But nothing against Eric, but Liam's a little quicker.
Here's Tommy Ballister.
Yeah, your second place runner. He's got about a 3-second advantage last time across the line over Mark Sandridge. Maybe, no, I think we agree that it's probably Tom Long in that car.
And I was talking to Quirt yesterday in Winner's Circle because Tommy Ballister's really been showing us a lot of speed. In yesterday's race, he was having to short shift in the latter part of the race because they were having some transmission temperature problems. Okay. And that makes a lot of sense, but just the fact that this car is out here in the 4th race of the weekend, Quirt and his team have really had to put a lot of work in from an incident that happened at Mid-Ohio just a few weeks ago.
And Quirt sharing the car with Maria Mejai, the other team car here. So he's going to have some time in the driver's seat as well. They qualified 32nd to start this one.
So here comes Ballister, and then we believe Tom Long behind him, followed by DeJesus coming into Mission Foods Turn 1.
Matt Cohn now up to 5th. Oliver in the 058 in the 6th spot. Bob Wisen drops back to 7th. Then Jordan Sandridge in the number 49 that Tom Long will take over at the pit stop. Coleman Hall, the leader of the Stuttgart Cup, in 9th position now with Zach Bradford. That he'll turn that over to Eric Figueroas at the stop. Bradford in 2nd in the Stuttgart Cup, 10th overall. Richard Zolman 3rd. He'll turn that over to Johann Schwartz at the pit stop. So the top 3 in the Cayman classes, 9th, 10th, and 11th right now.
Amanda McCauley is asking if Bruno is in the driver's seat in Oliver's car, and I'm not sure. No, Bill is driving. So I love this. We're having a conversation here in our chat with some experts down in pit lane or the people that know from Matrix. But, man, Amanda, you have to be pretty happy with this gap so far we're seeing from Liam Gray.
Absolutely. Liam shared the commentary booth with us for one of the races yesterday and did a fantastic job. So if his driving days are over, he's got a future in the commentary booth, I think.
We have some people watching from Canada, Greenwich, Connecticut. Go Ross, they say. Watching from Florida, Jeff Offlerbach. So we have people all over watching this. I love that. It is truly international GT.
Matt Cohn all over the back of
here we got a
Julio
spinner.
De Jesus, and that is who spun. De Jesus goes around and into the barrier. And out of turn 9.
Super hard damage, but you never know, that might have done something to the front suspension if he can get fired back up. And you see Ballister coming into Mission Foods turn 1, letting know that lap traffic in the Stuttgart Cup that he's there. And Cohn, and I think Long, going at it.
Tom Long, we believe, in the number 58. The blue Grandma's Salad liveried car. Sounds like the safety car is being asked to stand up, as we're going to have to recover that car of De Jesus.
And it will be interesting to see what happens here, because they're not in that driver change window just yet.
The initial driver has to drive 30 minutes to score points, and so the question is whether they'll come in, they'll sacrifice the points and use this, because obviously the best time to take your pit stop is under a full course yellow, because you lose less track position. But the starting driver will not score points if they haven't been in the car for 30 minutes. So we'll see who, if anyone, elects to take this opportunity to take their 5 minutes pit stop. Those cars that are not changing drivers are free to pit here, and there's no penalty to be served, obviously. So you just look down the pit lane. We've got a couple cars that have come in. 714 of Ross Goldstein has pitted, as has the 29 car of Jason Alexander, local driver from Horseheads, New York. You see the number 6 of Cary Grant has come into the pit lane.
Emily Oliver has joined us in the chat. I walked around with Bill Oliver a little bit last night. Our campers are near each other, so they were just kind of out walking, and he was asking me all about the Enduro and all about the Trans Am stuff, so it's really cool to see. But this Stuttgart Cup, man, I'm really enjoying watching this grow back to what Ken Fangler and Bill Riddell's original idea of international GT was. At first it started with the Caymans, and it's weird how the trends in motorsports kind of ebb and flow like that.
Tommy Ballister has also come into the pits, as has the 30 of Richard Grant.
So he doesn't have to. They're getting a huge competitive advantage here, because if they don't have a driver change, they can come in and do their 5-minute pit stop.
Exactly right. They can take advantage of this pit stop under full course yellow. They don't lose as much time, as much track position, and more cars now taking the opportunity to come in.
I'm seeing the Grandma's Salad car come in.
Yep.
And I'm trying to see.
Tom Long, we think, took the first stint.
Well, I don't know. Let me see who gets out of the car.
Both of the Salad team cars are in, as Jordan Sandridge brings the 49 into the pit lane as well. Matt Cohn is in as well, way down at the far end of the pit lane.
I am trying to see who is getting in and out of the Grandma Salads cars, and I can't really tell. The problem with the Sandriches is they're both fit.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you can really tell the difference between a pro driver and the not pro driver, but they're all fit. Those Grandma Salads must be good for you.
Well, absolutely, yeah. They keep you nice and slim. The 79 has also come into the pit lane. Coleman Hall, the leader in the Stuttgart Cup competition here. So we've got quite a few cars in the field. Liam Gray has elected to stay out. Last time by the line, Tommy Ballister was still in second, but he has come into the pit lane.
So here's the two Grandma Salads cars. And I'm trying to look. I believe that's Tom Long there in the black suit. And it looks like the same driver's getting back in the 58. So we're kind of guessing just like you are. We don't have great information. And what we need to do next time, John, is I think ask one of our blue shirt officials just to, kind of maybe text us with what they're seeing down there.
Yeah.
But we're getting some great shots from our Shop Link drone here over the pit lane. We appreciate that.
The drone brought to us by Perfect Vision, the official high-speed internet provider of Racing America, with the Shop Link branding.
This official here that you see in the blue shirt, his name is Neil. Neil is from the Winner Circle Project, which is a fantastic nonprofit organization that works with local high schools here in New York and Connecticut, run by my friend Pius. And every year, these high school auto shop classes, they make these Cobras. They bring them to Lime Rock at the end of their high school year, and they compete. But it's also, they do a marketing competition, they do a simulator competition, they drive the cars around Lime Rock. There's all these points, and it's teaching all these drivers some very valuable skills and trades. But I'm trying to see in who just got into the Jordan Sandridge car. It's hard to tell because by the rules, the people that are working on the cars, if they ever have to put fuel in, they have to have a full fire suit, balaclava, helmet, just for safety purposes. So you never know who's in the driver's suit and who is on the crew.
And also, if there's any fueling done, there has to be another crew member standing by with a fire extinguisher at the ready.
So is anybody circling the track still? Yeah, there's still a few cars out there circling the track. And we're thinking that those are the cars that are still wanting to do points for the driver change. Now, they can come in and do a driver change now, but they're not getting points then.
That's
they're
correct.
Just out there in the non-compete category. There's Torsten Gross and Just Hands in that middle car.
Right behind him, the 67 of Richard Walker. He and Ari Strauss are swapping cars at the turnover, so I think they've elected to stay out until we get to the 30-minute mark. But Liam Gray still out in the lead in the 991. Bill Oliver now up into second spot in the 058. Thad Berger in the 60 is in third. Richard Zollman in the 17. He'll share that with Johann Schwartz, is fourth. Tommy Ballister, the first of the cars that has elected to pit, being shown in fifth spot. So it looks like we may have only 4 cars still out there circulating.
Here comes Cone, and then the 2 Grandma Salad cars.
After they've completed their driver change, so they're good to go to the end.
And they're going to try to get out before the pace car, make some rounds, and get back into the lead. You can see Liam Gray. This is not the current lead. This is just the safety car was told to go out there, didn't catch the lead car, but the lead car is that 991 currently. That's Liam Gray.
Yeah, Torsten Gross, David Harrington and Torsten Gross now have completed their 8th lap, so they're up to 5th and 6th, respectively.
I need to make a journalistic retraction here. Amanda McCauley is Liam's mom, and she's saying, go Liam. She's also rooting for Eric, but she is Eric's ex-wife.
Ah, okay. It's all good.
I'm thinking she wanted me to correct that, so I am. But I do, Amanda, like the E-Rock nickname.
Perhaps she'll use that from here on out.
And then, like I said, Emily has joined us. The good Austin is liking the drone shots, so we appreciate that. You know, and I've seen our drone pilot. I have no idea how he fits in that thing.
Yeah, I know. He's really a diminutive guy. So one green this time by, we understand, from race control.
Here comes Ballister down the hill into Mission Foods turn 1.
He's completed his stop, so he'll be a factor here for sure.
In car with him, looking in his mirror. You can see, I'll explain it, the little like bullseye target down there. That's basically like the telemetry. And there's like a little red ball, and that's basically where the weight is shifting through centrifugal force. And that's a really good indicator of how well balanced the car is. So you can see now as he's going in a straight line, that thing's almost on the bullseye, which is what you're looking for.
You can see the numbers off to the right. Those are the G loads that are being generated. So lateral Gs just over 1, which for a street car is a bunch. And you can see he's just coasting around there and getting a 1G lateral.
Mm-hmm. But at speed, that red ball's going everywhere.
Yeah, it's going right to the edge. Ballister heading down into the boot through the laces.
And it'll take a couple laps under green for this to kind of shake out back into the order.
Yep.
And then it seems like in a lot of these international GT hour-long enduros, by the end, the top 5 are all together in all the classes again. It looks like De Jesus has come into the paddock, doesn't it, John?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
So ShopLink, powered by Chuzo, bringing us these great drone shots. We really appreciate that as they come into the Tizers section, Tizers Live section of the track, and now we're into the Stack Auto Lifts section of the track. And John, I think I'm about to purchase myself a Stack Auto Lift to make my 2-car garage a 3-car garage.
There you go. Actually, you could purchase 2 and turn it into a 4-car garage.
Yeah, I'm not sure my wife would appreciate that.
She might not appreciate the 1, actually.
Yeah.
But who's counting? Good shot of the 29 car, Jason Alexander.
You know, I've always known Jerry Seinfeld was a huge Porsche fan.
Yes.
But I didn't know George Costanza was. So we've got Jason Alexander out there in a Porsche.
There you
That's
go.
awesome. I don't think it's the Jason Alexander.
Yeah, but never can tell. Here comes James Rogerson in the Ray Skillman Mustang into the pit lane. And turning it over to Liam Gray. Actually, there's a couple lapped cars in front of Liam. He's about 3rd in the serial there. And he's 4th, actually, and he is anxious to get the move on. As the green flag flies, Liam Gray down to the inside, and he'll retake the lead. Thad Berger being shown in 2nd spot. The Harrington duo, David and Daniel, sharing that car.
And a change in the Stuttgart Cup. Coleman Hall now, just in the order I'm seeing, I'm not sure about timing and scoring, is 3rd.
Yeah, he's being shown 15th on the timing and scoring charts,
Okay.
so he may want to try to unlap himself, perhaps.
So here's Coleman, but then this person should be 1st in the Stuttgart Cup, followed by Coleman, just as my eyes are seeing it, if I'm understanding, but you never know with how they pitted and what they did here.
Yeah, the Harringtons in the 63 are being shown on scoring as 3rd. Richard Walker, who will swap with Ari Strauss, being shown in 4th spot. Torsten Gross in 5th. All of those are Cayman class cars. And Tommy Ballister, who prior to the yellow was 2nd on the road, is being scored in 6th position right now. There's the 14 of Zach Bradford as well. As we ride once again with Tommy Ballister, putting the move on Cary Grant and getting that fast step made.
I'm hearing that the car 2-7, which I believe is Bob Wyson,
yes, sir,
needs to do a drive-through penalty for speeding under what we call a code 60. So he exceeded the 60-mile-an-hour limit. We do that for the safety of the safety crews that are cleaning it up. And it does, Bob might have been going 61,
yep, and
they'll make him do that driver penalty.
Exactly.
That should be Ryan Camp right here in front of Tommy Ballister in the Stuttgart Cup. There's a yellow ribbon across the windshield of the Stuttgart Cup cars for us and for also the other drivers.
Yeah, you can see the yellow banner on those lead 2 cars, and then Thad Berger in one of the Mission Foods GT3 Cup cars. It's Tommy Ballister slicing his way through slower traffic as he's trying to get back to the front.
Cary Grant has his uncle Richard Grant just 1 car behind him.
We're closing down on the 30-minute mark, so in another 2 minutes, I think you'll see all of those drivers who elected not to pit for their driver change will probably wait until they get past 30 minutes to do it again. Oh, this great drone shot of the bus stop. Once again, the drone brought to you by Perfect Vision, the official high-speed internet provider of Racing America, just announced earlier this week, so it's a new partnership, and we're so glad to have them aboard. What a great shot of the bus stop.
Liam Gray's grandpa Jack has joined us in the chat, so welcome. He's doing very well out there.
Has led from the drop of the green flag, basically.
As you can see, Tommy Ballister has an advantage now. If we stay green, I'm going to tell you this, Jack, if we stay green, Tommy Ballister was able to pit, and if Liam and Eric make a changeover under green conditions, that's going to really give a huge advantage to Tommy Ballister being able to pit and do his 5-minute driver change under a code 60 yellow flag conditions.
Exactly.
So Eric is really going to have his work cut out for him in that car. And that's the beauty of these enduros. You just never know how it's going to shake out. A lot of times it just comes down to strategy, luck of the draw when these yellows come out. Number 29, Jason Alexander has to do a drive-through penalty for speeding under code 60. And the 5.8, one of the Sandridge cars, is doing his drive-through penalty right now for speeding under code 60.
Ballister battling with the 55 car of Thomas Bigamy, and that may be Catherine Legg in that car now if they came in to make their driver change.
And there's Matthew Cohn around Tommy Ballister. Matthew Cohn also, watch out, Liam and Eric Gray, because he's another one of the drivers that was able to come in, do his 5-minute pit stop under a full course yellow.
That may be Kevin Clifford in the car. He was the co-driver for Matt Cohn.
Oh, well, then he may not be points eligible then.
Yep.
He may not have that, but you can see Catherine, if that is Catherine Legg, Matt Cohn went way out in the carousel, off of his line to follow the car, not sure. And then there's the Rizzo car. We're not sure if he came in and if Pompelli got in or not.
Sandridge number 49, Jordan Sandridge. He and Tom Long sharing that one. If we are correct, that would be Tom Long in that car, as we think he took the start in the 58 car, his dad's machine.
I'm hearing from our comment section they love that overhead shot of the inner loop, and now he's saying, can we get a shot of Das Boot? I thought that was pretty funny. sure if the drone has that range. We're only allowed to let the drone go certain areas, and I'm not sure if that's an area they're covering.
And now that we're past the 30-minute mark, you'll begin to see the balance of the cars, especially those with co-drivers, taking this opportunity to make their driver change.
We call that Bon Jovi time because we're halfway there. Living on a prayer.
I hear you. Good battle here. Thad Berger and Matt Cohn going after it. That's for second overall. Liam Gray is some 24 seconds out in front of this battle. But it's either Matt Cohn or Kevin Clifford in that 210. Thad Berger, no co-driver, so he's running second right now.
Right behind them is Tommy Ballister, but I'm guessing that is Matt Cohn's co-driver in that substance car.
They qualified sixth, running in third right now. Tommy Ballister just behind them, just about a second. There he is, coming into the shot. He's about to make that a three-car battle for second position.
The Harrington car is in pit lane, as is Bill Oliver, so Bruno should be in Bill Oliver's car now.
Bruno Carniero.
And Liam Gray coming into Mission Foods turn 1. So I stood up just to see if Liam Gray had come in to make that switch yet. Eric Gray might say, nope, stay out there, see if a full course yellow comes out. Because I think he's done the math that we've done.
I think they have to complete their stop before 15 minutes to go.
Yep.
So they would have to pit at the 40-minute mark, basically, to be sure that they complete the mandatory 5-minute pit stop. There's Matt Cohn again and Thad Berger going after it. This is for second position. It's 27 seconds behind Liam Gray.
So, the Cohn car right behind Berger. This has been about a whole lap. And then Ballister just right behind them. And then I'm seeing one of those Grandma Salads cars come up the back there too. We believe. You said Matthew had a co-driver?
He does indeed. He's listed to go with Kevin Clifford, so it's either Kevin or Matt. I think it might be Kevin. Lost a little bit of ground to Thad Berger in that little exchange with some slower traffic.
I'm guessing that might be Tom Long in that 5A car.
You asked for a drone shot of Das Boot.
Oh,
and
look
there
at that.
it is. Easy to see why it's named. The laces of the boot, and then the toe of the boot, and then the sole of the boot, and then the heel of the boot.
That's a great shot.
Yeah, absolutely. Great stuff.
See, there you go. That was from the good Austin. We try to deliver what we can, so we appreciate that from Live Race Media Services. Here comes what I think is Tom Long now in that red Porsche coming up on the rear of Tommy Ballister.
Liam Gray is in the pits, by the way.
Okay.
His dad is getting in. Liam getting a high five from his crew members as he came in with a plus 20-second lead.
Did everything he could do.
Yep.
And I love watching the body language and the hand signs that they're trying to relay to the crew because, when it's so loud and you got your helmet on, all you can use is like hand signals.
Joe Rizzo also in the pit lane in the 24 car.
Looks like in front of us we're having a driver change in the 5-5. Yeah, and Pompelli looks like he's going to be getting in. So
Thomas Bigany is in, so that'll be Cat Legg getting into the Bigany car. So watch for that 55. It will be making its move up through the field. Thad Berger now has Tommy Ballister right on his tail. 19 is also in the pit lane, Torsten Gross. Torsten not listed with a co-driver, so I think he's just taking this advantage at the halfway point to take his pit stop then.
Well, it would be tough for a co-driver to get into Torsten's because it's all hands. It's all hand controls. So he would have to have another one of his friends from his fantastic foundation to go in there, or they'd have to kind of rearrange some controls.
I mentioned in the broadcast yesterday that our safety car driver, James Rogerson, also works with drivers using hand controls. And I asked him if he knew Torsten. He says, oh, yeah, Torsten and I talk all the time. So they're good friends.
So here's a picture-in-picture. The car that we're in is the car right behind the red car. That's Tommy Ballister with Colosso out of Puerto Rico. These two cars look pretty evenly yoked so far.
Well, Catherine Legg has been dinged for speeding in the pit lane, so she's going to have to do a drive-through. Sometimes these co-drivers get in not familiar with the regulations from International GT, realizing what the pit lane speed limit is. Unfortunately, Cat is a little too enthusiastic on the run down the pit lane, and you'll have to come in and do a drive-through.
It is downhill.
Yep, it is. It's a great battle. And Thad Berger is the leader of this motor race at this point. Tommy Ballister being shown in fourth as both.
He's looking inside. Yeah.
Toe of the boot. And still side by side. This is not done yet.
It's weird that Berger scored in first and Ballister's in fourth. So Ballister's down a lap. That's what's happening. Because so maybe Berger hasn't taken his pit stop yet.
I believe that to be true. Yeah, I think Berger has not yet pitted.
Ballister needs to know that's not really his race right now.
Yeah, Berger qualified in 14th position. And it looks like he's coming into the pit lane right now. So Thad Berger, the leader of the race. So that's going to promote Matt Cohn and Kevin Clifford up to the top spot.
Now Ballister up to third, and if they should be able to do a lap in under 5 minutes. So Berger will fall way back at that point. As we see the Grays are falling back because they're still in pit lane.
Jordan Sandrich or Tom Long, we're not sure which, in that number 49 Team Salad car.
Eric Gray leaving pit lane right now. And Berger is leaving pit lane. So Berger didn't do his 5-minute pit stop. He must have come in for a penalty.
Could well be, yeah. We've been hearing from race control some cars are being penalized. Here comes the early leader, now with Eric Gray aboard, the 991.
I hope Eric doesn't get mad at me for saying this, but I know he's a fast driver because as I was pulling out of Watkins Glen the other day, he was getting pulled over by the police.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, for just a little bit of speeding, was able to get out of the ticket. Great police department here at Watkins Glen. And but we were joking about that in our Wiffle Ball night the other night. Here's Kurt Kropp. We haven't seen him too much in that Lion car.
Kurt is the points leader in the Stuttgart Cup coming into this weekend and has really not been much of a factor this weekend for whatever reason.
I believe, let's see, Coleman Hall, the third car in our shot. That's Ryan Camp right behind Kurt Kropp, and these are two Extreme Velocity teammates.
Down the hill into the heel of the boot, turn number 8, excuse me. And the short climb up the hill to turn 9 where they rejoin the NASCAR shortcut.
No, that's not Coleman Hall behind him. I saw that. I love that lion on the side of Kurt Kropp's car, and the lion's mouth becomes the O.
Yep.
Is this our battle for first in Stuttgart?
Checking.
Or is Coleman Hall out there somewhere?
Scan down the list here. Coleman Hall is being shown as the leader.
Yeah, he's currently
in the 79. Then Zolman and Schwartz in the number 17 are second. Jeff Offlerbach is third. Kurt Kropp is fourth in the Stuttgart Cup.
There's Eric Gray into the shots coming into Mission Foods Turn 1. Berger back into the pits.
This time for him, yeah.
Yeah, now he's making a pit stop. So he had to serve a penalty, and you can't do both.
Yeah, you can't use your 5-minute pit stop as your drive-through penalty. You have to do that separately under green flag conditions. You can't serve your drive-through under yellow flag either.
So it looks like they're not making a driver change.
Yeah, Thad doesn't have a co-driver listed, so looks like he's going to get done before the 15-minute deadline. We've got about 17 and a half minutes remaining. So that'll promote Matt Cohn and Kevin Clifford, whoever is in the car, to the lead. Tommy Ballister now second. Jordan Sandridge and Tom Long in the 49 in fourth. Mark Sandridge and Tom Long in the fifth spot. And then Bill Oliver and Bruno Carniero. We think Bruno's in the car now. Currently sixth. Bob Wisen seventh. And Coleman Hall now, the leader in the Cayman Cup, is being shown in eighth spot.
And that's who we're seeing right now in vision. This third car coming to you with the red, white, and blue stripes.
Yep.
That's Coleman Hall, the leader, and that's Rizzo right in front of him. But again, because this is an enduro with 5-minute pit stops, that's kind of how this shakes out.
Yeah, Rizzo and we think Spencer Pompelli may be in the car right now. They're back in 20th position.
It'll be really interesting to see, though. Spencer Pompelli, very talented driver. As we all know, can Coleman Hall, who just had his birthday with us a few weeks ago, can he catch Spencer Pompelli? Even though he's leading, knowing Coleman, he'd like to, see if he can run with Spencer Pompelli.
Yeah, there you go.
I believe that's Torsten just in front of Coleman Hall.
Catherine Legg now aboard the number 23 that she shares with Thomas Biggany in 23rd position, in the 55 car. Just turned her personal best, a 158.989. After serving her drive-through penalty for speeding in the pit lane. And she is about 10 seconds a lap faster than the cars right around her, so she'll be working her way up the order for sure. Just about 15 minutes remaining. So Kevin Clifford, we believe, in the number 210. Your leader, Tommy Ballister, in the 189 in second. About 11 seconds separates those two. Checking lap times, Clifford quicker than Ballister by almost 3 seconds. So we'll see if that's going to stand.
The amazing thing is, in scoring, Tom Long is third and fourth in this race right now.
That's amazing. He can drive 2 cars at the same time.
That is talent.
He's a talented guy. That's second.
Coleman Hall just putting down some smooth laps. And now Pompelli would not like to see Coleman Hall staying in his mirror. He needs to make a lot more distance than that.
Yep. Coleman 6th overall and the leader in the Stuttgart Cup. Bob Wisen just behind him in the 27, then Richard Zolman.
Here's our
Johann
leader.
Schwartz. There's the 210 of Kevin Clifford. Just about a 12-second advantage, as you can see. As he comes through the laces of the boot.
That is a good shot there. That does show a little bit of downhill and then uphill. Here as we're getting some great visuals from Warren on the camera. Warren, we appreciate that.
closing down on the 186 of Mike Beers. Making that pass cleanly. Into turn 9. I think that's Rocco Canada perhaps in front of them. This is the the last segment of the race is where the timing and scoring gets caught up with all of the pit stops. So we have some cars out of position on the timing screen. Yeah. We think the top 6 are probably as they run.
And Amanda, I think the Grays got caught up in just a bad situation of when that double yellow came out. So that's a tall order for Eric Gray to try to get back up on the leaderboard.
Yeah, he's 13th right now. That was a points decision. They want to score maximum points for both of their drivers because they're in the championship. Both of them are in the championship for the season long. So they opted to give up the tempting opportunity to pit under the full course yellow because they hadn't gotten to the 30-minute mark yet. It's Tommy Ballister smoothly through the inner loop.
So he's up to the Canadas. We just saw Cone with the Canadas, so Ballister's still on the hunt. There's the Gray's car. That's Eric Gray coming through the Mission Food section. He's got Ryan Camp and Kurt Kropp right in front of him. Ryan Camp and Kurt Kropp they've been like this now for a few laps. That close. Yeah. 2 Extreme Velocity Stuttgart Cup drivers.
They're 11th and 12th, and Eric Gray is 13th. So those cars are all on the same lap. Jeff Offlerbach just in front of them in that 10.
So Eric Gray, I think he's going to be able to make it into maybe the top 8 if he keeps up this kind of pace.
His last lap was a 57.7. Ryan Camp in front of him, a 2:01. Kurt Kropp, a 2:01. Offlerbach, a 2:01. So Eric is definitely quicker than the cars behind him, so he'll be able to make up some ground here.
Ryan Camp is side by side in the laces of the booth. Here comes Bruno right behind them. That's Bruno in the Bill Oliver car. And watch out for Bruno. He is a very fast driver.
He's going to try to get by both of these.
Emily, if you're there, I'd love to get some information on Bruno as well.
Lead on the brakes is Bruno Carniero. Goes a little bit wide at the exit of the heel of the boot.
And then my favorite of the Stuttgart cars, but I forget his name, this number 14.
That's Zachary Bradford.
Yeah, he's getting in the mix there with Kurt Kropp and Ryan Camp moving through.
Guessing Eric Figueroa is in the car right now. He's the co-driver for Zach Bradford.
Here comes Eric Gray behind Eric Gray's got to be aware that these 3 Stuttgarts are in their own race. They may not be in their mirrors as much.
Yep. Eric right on the tail of those group. As the order shuffling a little bit as they come by the line. Coleman Hall up in 6th is still the leader of the Stuttgart Cup. Richard Zollman and Johann Schwartz running 2nd in the Stuttgart Cup. They are 8th overall. And Jeff Offlerbach in the 10 is the 3rd place Stuttgart Cup driver.
But look at how much time Bruno has made up in just that half a lap. So Bruno up to 5th, behind Long.
And he is quicker by a pretty substantial margin. So Bruno, a top 3 is certainly within in touching distance here. He's only got about 2.5 seconds to make up to get around Tom Long.
And I don't mean offense by this, but I'm guessing that might be one of the Sanders in the 5.8 right now. Could that be Mark Sanders?
He would be the listed driver in that car. Yeah. Gray kind of bottled up behind these 2. Let's see if he can make a move here down into the heel.
Look at those 4-liter Caymans.
here. Kurt Kropp, the points leader in the Stuttgart Cup Championship.
And Eric Gray, very aware driving, knowing these two are going at it in their own battle. He's got to make a safe pass, and he's not pushing the issue, which we appreciate because he's still fighting for a championship. All points matter in international GT, and he's going to try to do something here on this long straightaway.
3 wide coming to the line. Eric's got the preferred inside line coming down into turn 1. Kurt Kropp is hanging right there with him.
I tell you, Ryan Camp got the better of him there, but that's the second or third time I've seen Ryan Camp get alongside and Kurt go deeper into the braking zone, and it finally worked out for Ryan that I think he went just a little bit too deep.
Yep.
And look what happens. If maybe you go 10 feet too deep, look at the gap that creates then.
Yep, absolutely.
That's what they mean when they say hit all your marks. And now they're coming up on the Kanata car. And look at that, Ryan Camp still giving it to Eric Gray.
Absolutely, right there.
So Ballister still in the top 5, then Sandridge, Cañero, Long, and Clifford.
Clifford, the leader right now by a pretty comfortable margin over if Tom Long is in the 49 car. Bruno Cañero in the 058, another 21 seconds back. Tom Long or Mark Sandridge in the 58, about 3.5 seconds behind. And fourth, Tommy Ballister, about 21 seconds behind in the 189 in 5th spot. And Coleman Hall, the Stuttgart Cup leader, in 6th now, with Zollman and Johann Schwartz, we believe, in the 17 car. Just about 25 seconds behind them. Bob Weisen, Brian Hicks, and Jeff Offlerbach in top 10. And this battle we've been watching with Eric Figueroas in the number 14 that he took over from Zach Bradford, Ryan Camp, and Eric Gray. They're 11th, 12th, and 13th right now.
We have had some absolutely fantastic international GT racing here at Watkins Glen International. Thank you for joining us as they come through this Cube 3 inner loop. We've got a lot of great action with the Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series, TA, and Formula Race promotions coming up all this afternoon. Look at this battle here.
That's the 58 of Tom Long or Mark Sandridge. And right behind them, the 14, Zach Bradford and Eric Figueroas.
There's our leader.
And Clifford, we believe, aboard the number 210, coming across the line. Just over 5 minutes remaining.
Down in the Mission Foods turn 1. And this right here is one of the greatest sections of motorsports. The exit of turn 1, you're basically flat through the uphill S's all the way to the Cube 3 inner loop.
At the top of the hill, heading for the inner loop. It's Kevin Clifford. Using up all the curbs.
That should be
That's the 49, I think.
okay. So that should be the second place car.
Yep. Jordan Sandwich and Tom Long.
Oh, but Cañero, this is the battle for second and third. Emily, this is it. Here we go. That's the Bill Oliver Bruno car.
And Bruno is right on the back of the Sandwich machine. As they climb the hill.
And remember what we said, about 8 minutes left, this thing starts to shake back into a race, and we're seeing that right now. This is for the second podium position, and Bruno makes that pass.
Kicks up a little dust from some of the drive. Oh, and the Sandwich car goes a little deep.
Good save.
No harm, no doubt, no foul. Good save indeed.
That's Richard Grant right behind them in that gray and yellow 4-liter Cayman.
He's a lap down to the overall battle. Great shot of Bruno Carniero in the 058.
JTT is asking, I don't understand why NASCAR doesn't run the boot. And JTT, I'm going to say something that I probably shouldn't say. I don't know if the NASCAR drivers, that would really separate the field between the oval guys and so for better racing, I think they do the short course because just like they run the shorter course at Sonoma because those difficult sections of the track. So to me, I'm just going to say because the sports car drivers are better drivers. Just going to say it right there, and I'm going to get some nasty texts later. But that's my personal opinion. That is not the opinion of Racing America or International GT.
Indeed.
Here he comes up on Cary Grant from Germantown, Tennessee. Making that pass.
Pretty easy pass for Cary. He's a little deeper in the pack, currently running in 17th position. That's 2.5 minutes to go here. Just enough time for about 2 more laps, depending on how the leader catches the start-finish line as he works his way out of the laces of the boot. Kevin Clifford taking over for Matt Cohn. And 40 seconds, 4-0, out in front of Bruno Carniero.
Wow. But Bruno bringing it into second place. He's got to make Emily pretty happy.
You betcha.
And then Grandma Salad's right now running third and fourth, followed by Colosso with Tommy Ballister.
Juan Gonzalez not racing with us in the Enduro this morning, so one of our food-based cars, not in the pack.
Almost a minute and a half. We got the white flag out, John.
Yep, white flag in the air for Kevin Clifford. Comfortably out in front.
How many laps has he done?
Yeah, he is working race lap number 27. Still waiting for Carniero to come by. Like I say, he was some 40 seconds back in that second spot. So the Cone-Clifford machine timed it perfectly. Started this race in row 3. Got to the lead after the exchange of pit stops and have driven away here.
And if my calculations are correct, with the pace laps, this Enduro will be just under 100 miles.
Yep.
It's a great Enduro.
Kevin Clifford through the laces of the boot for the final time at speed. Pretty racing line right out to the edge of the track. See the nose of the car duck down when he gets on the brakes. And the climb up the hill. Great drone shot of the heel of the boot as our leader comes into it right now.
John, bring us home.
Indeed. Kevin Clifford and Matt Cohn doing a fantastic job in this number 210. Matt out of Catawba, North Carolina. He is the points leader in the Mission Foods GT3 Cup Championship, and this will go a long way to extending that points lead. Cliff Kayer not competing here this weekend as he's off in Switzerland. But Bill Oliver also going to make up some ground here with a second place finish. And he might close down on Cliff Kayer. In fact, it probably will be in a position to take over second in the points championship. And congratulations to Matt Cohn and Kevin Clifford. Great job in that number 210. Ben's going to head down to interview some of our top drivers in the victory circle. There's the 14 of Zachary Bradford, took the first stint, running in 9th position. Eric Figueres right behind him. But Coleman Hall, your winner of the Stuttgart Cup in this one, in the number 79, as he's come across the line in 6th position. Catherine Legg turned her fastest lap on the last lap, a 154.660. Bruno Carniero setting the fast lap of the race in his stint, a 150.689. Liam Gray had set a 149.4 for Bruno Carniero, the only driver under a minute 50. And then Liam Gray at a 51.5. Spencer Pompelli at a 53 and some change. Coleman Hall, the Stuttgart Cup leader, at a 53.3 for his fastest lap. Eric Figueres and Zach Bradford at a 53.4. The winner, Matt Cohn and Kevin Clifford, a 53.6 for their fastest lap. Kat Legg set the 7th fastest lap on her final lap at a 54.680. Tomas Ballister at a 55.1. Jordan Sandridge and Tom Long at 55.6. And Mark Sandridge and Tom Long at a 55.8. So just to give a rundown of the class winners, here's the overall standings. Matt Cohn taking the top spot. The only GT4R car in the field. In the GT4 leader class, it is the 189 of Tomas Ballister taking the class win. Bob Wisen in the 27 second. The Grays, Liam and Eric, finishing third in the GT 4.0 class in the 991. In the GT 992 class, Bill Oliver and Bruno Carniero taking the win in the 058. Jordan Sandridge and Tom Long in the 49. Mark Sandridge and Tom Long in the 58. Your top three. And in the Cayman 3.8 liter class, Jason Alexander taking the win in the 29. The Canadas, Rocco the third in the 992, and David and Daniel Harrington in the 63, your top three. Finally, in the Cayman 4-liter class, the quickest of the Caymans, Coleman Hall, taking the win in the Stuttgart Cup in the 79. Richard Zollman and Johann Schwartz in the 17, finishing second. Zach Bradford and Eric Figueres in the third position in the 14 car. Great stuff. Our International GT competitors are done for the weekend, but we have got a full day of racing coming up. Don't go away. The Trans Am and GT cars will be next up on the stream for their morning warm-up. We'll be back with you with that. I'm John Phipp and he's Ben Sissel. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you in a few minutes.
Rev up and get ready for race day with Mission Foods. The world's best racers and tastiest products come together to make every race delicious. Fully loaded tacos, fast wraps, piled high nachos. Whatever you crave, Mission will help you be race ready with easy to make recipes that will take your race day to the finish line. Keep your racing delicious and enjoy all the mouth-watering action. Brought to you by Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty.
Big news for car lovers everywhere. Now you can get Next Gen at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store. Every Next Gen formula is built with advanced ceramic technology, and that means a deep gloss finish, serious protection, and long-lasting durability for your paint. World-class racing teams trust Next Gen to protect their race cars under the toughest conditions. And you can trust Next Gen to protect your car every day. Find Next Gen ceramic protection at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Get ready for race day with Stack Auto Lifts. The world's fastest racers and the most trusted garage lifts come together to elevate every moment on and off the track. From rugged 4-post lifts and powerful 2-post systems to space-saving single-post and scissor lifts, Stack Auto Lifts delivers strength, precision, and performance for every.
Rev up and get ready for race day with Mission Foods. The world's best racers and tastiest products come together to make every race delicious. Fully loaded tacos, fast wraps, piled high nachos. Whatever you crave, Mission will help you be race ready with easy to make recipes that will take your race day to the finish line. Keep your racing delicious and enjoy all the mouth-watering action. Brought to you by Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty.